When people think about Spirit Airlines, they think of cheap, affordable, and bare fare. But is it really worth sacrificing so much to save a few bucks? Let's find out. Also, a quick disclaimer, I by far am not really an expert on this airfare stuff, but I have been on my fair share of plane rides like Spirit, Delta, United, American Airlines, so I kind of understand how those experiences are, and I'm just going to talk about my honest opinion about what I think about Spirit Airlines and their cons and their pros, and if it's really worth saving money compared to these other airlines. Now let's get the video started. Okay, so first, let's look at some of the different price points for some of these airlines compared to Spirit. And let's think about a place that a lot of people like to go. Maybe it's from DFW to Chicago first. And let's say you want to leave on Tuesday, July 4th to Tuesday, July 11th. So that's about a week. And maybe you want to celebrate 4th of July with your family that's in Chicago. And as you can see here, Spirit Airlines says it's about $244 for their ticket compared to American Airlines, which is $250. So is it really worth saving $6 to take a flight with Spirit, where there's some limitations, if you will? Now let's check a different one. Let's say you want to go from LAX to Houston. As you can see here, Spirit Airlines is on top again at $257 compared to United, which is $292. So you save about $35 on this one. Now, is that worth it again? Let's look at one more example. Let's say you want to go to Atlanta to Chicago. Okay, as you see here, once again, Spirit Airlines is ahead at $207 compared to United at $215. So as you can see, Spirit Airlines tends to be the cheapest ticket compared to all these other airlines. But there's a lot of trade-offs you have to go with. Okay, so talking about these trade-offs, I noticed there's three main problems I have with Spirit Airlines, or I guess you'd say they're like things that I find them really annoying, but it might not be a problem for others. And that's like their size limitation. You only can take one personal item that's like 18 by 14 by 8. And as your item, that's it. You can't take any other carry-ons, and most airlines like to give you a carry-on and a personal item, but Spirit just likes to give you a personal item under their bare fare policy. And you can check out this video I did where I tried to fit 4 days worth of stuff into a personal item, and it was definitely a challenge, but we got it done. And my second biggest problem I have with Spirit, or I find annoying, is their seat assignments. And Spirit Airlines likes to assign you your seat. You can't choose your seat when you buy your ticket. You have to wait till about 24 hours before your flight to check in, and that's when you're assigned your seat. And usually there's an algorithm behind what seat you get, and the problem with it is that you might not even sit next to the people you book your ticket with. I've noticed that firsthand, and I flew a flight with one of my friends, and we actually didn't even sit next to each other, which is fine. Like, it wasn't a big deal for us, but it might be a big deal for families that, you know, have kids or something. And they even say it under disclaimer, like, you might not even sit next to the people you book your ticket with. And I'm sure like this problem, you could just talk to them about it, but the fact that this is a possibility, it's kind of a little annoying. And finally, my third biggest problem is like the in-flight onboard experience. Now, they don't give you any food or any snacks for a flight that's like 3 hours long. Usually, like, most flights actually give you food. You have to buy the food if you want, and they're pretty expensive. I was looking at the menu, I'm like, why would I spend like $15 for like a meal, or like $2 for a can of Coke or something? And also, inside the flight, you do not get any in-flight entertainment. Especially for long flights, it's kind of nice to, like, you know, relax, maybe watch a movie, but you can't do that. And then finally, also the seat tray. Like, I noticed that if you bring like a laptop or something on a flight, because you don't have in-flight entertainment, you want to watch a movie or something, if you don't want to sleep, like a lot of people do on a plane, if you want to take your tray out, there's like no way to really put your laptop on there because it's like coming off, if that makes sense. It's such a small tray that when you put on your laptop, it just doesn't really like stay on there. So you can probably put like an iPad or like your phone on the tray, but laptops are a little iffy. And I have a 13-inch MacBook Pro, and it was still coming off. I had to like kind of hold on to it so it doesn't fall off. And I think that's because like their seats are a little angled, because the seats don't move also, like you can't recline, so it's like just straight up, sit up straight, you know. But their seats are a little slanted, and so with the tray, when you bring out the tray, it's like at an angle, it's like an acute angle, and I guess because of that, it's really hard to keep your laptop sturdy in there. But that's just my experience. Okay, this is what I mean about the tray. Let's say This is the tray, and it's like this, and it folds down. Since the seat's angled, this will go flat. That's fine, but when you try to put your laptop, it's gonna be kind of hard to do. Let's say you put it on like this. Then when you try to open it up, it's like at an angle, right? It's not gonna go perfectly straight. So when you're sitting, it's kind of hard to see. So you want to pull the laptop up a little bit, and then to bring it back, but it's still a pain in the butt because it's off the edge at that point. But yeah, that's just what I mean by the seat thing. Okay, so now let's analyze all these factors. First, we were able to see that Spirit Airlines tends to be the cheaper ticket compared to other airlines like United or American. And the problem is though, is it really worth saving $20, $30 as we saw for a ticket when we can just actually bring like things like a carry-on and you don't lose out on certain things? Like American Airlines has flights where usually if it's a long flight, you have in-flight entertainment, you can take a carry-on, and that was only like $6 more. And so at the end of the day, I think personally that Spirit Airlines is nice to take if you're just going to point A to point B for like a couple of days max. Maybe not like 5 days or 6 days when you're actually taking like a lot of people with you. Maybe if you're taking a family, it's even better to take a different airlines like maybe American or maybe United and spend that extra $20, $30 so you can get a lot of other things. So maybe if you want to sit with your family, there's a 100% chance you can do that if you take like American or United or even Delta. But with Spirit, you know, you still have that risk. Maybe you do not sit with each other. Maybe you want to have snacks on a plane. Maybe you want to have drinks on a plane, and you don't get any of that with Spirit. And if you want to watch a movie on a plane, you don't get that with Spirit. And so I guess, like I said, from point A to point B, I think Spirit's great. If you're traveling alone, I think Spirit's great. But personally, I probably would spend an extra $20 maybe to even take a carry-on bag, which if you were to do through Spirit, if you want to take a carry-on bag, it's like $50, $35. If you want a check bag, if you do it online, it's like $35, $25. Depending on what kind of luggage you're taking. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys liked this video, please leave a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.